And I can't stand it whenever these look at me realtors get on camera and think that they're doing themselves a favor. It's honestly hilarious. And I've been seeing a lot of crazy stuff in the MLS that is not ideal for us right now. Oh, yes. I've been waiting to make this channel, and I've also been waiting for a video to where I can finally go unscripted and just answer some questions, put it all out there for you guys, and just talk about YouTube for real estate. So this one's really going to be more of like a Q&A. And the question is, what style of videos work the best for getting leads to call you? And I've noticed mostly 4. First one, and probably the most popular, the ones that you see the most, and honestly easiest to shoot, is the neighborhood tour videos. Like for instance, we've got Harbor Isle built by Devassa. Let's go ahead and take a ride over there now so I can show off Devassa's new neighborhood, Harbor Isle. So I would connect with Deborah or Ryan or one of the sales reps over there, and I'd pretty much just say like, hey, send me all the information that you have on this neighborhood so I can make a video about it. And the way that I like to cover it is, first I like to make sure that I walk through all the model homes that they have. I want to make sure that it's a quick, nice walkthrough with some music playing, maybe a little bit of a voiceover or hybrid of the two when walking through those videos. So you can do that one of 2 ways. One way, which my editor just recommended to me that I start doing that I haven't really done yet, is more of a longer voiceover that is done after the walkthrough has already been edited. So I like to do the walkthroughs, but I want to speed up like going through hallways. I want to speed up things that aren't necessarily important for the person to be, for the buyer to be really seeing. And that would just honestly bore them to death if it was just in slow motion and I'm just walking through getting every nook and cranny of the house. They can go online and probably find a 3D tour to do that. But if they want like a nice cinematic walkthrough shot, slow it down when getting into the bedrooms and the living room and the kitchen and all those nice things, slow it down for those, but speed it up when you're going from room to room, right? So you just kind of have that good flow. What I've been doing is I just have like a slight thing where I just go over, this is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, so where it's just like a basic breakdown of what the house actually is, but doesn't go too far into depth as far as like, look at these beautiful cabinets and I like what they did here, and then not actually talking about the actual one. I like to do that, get inside the model homes first, and then I like to talk about the location of the neighborhood and why that's important, what's nearby. I also like to cover the HOA fees, so make sure a lot of these builders do not post their fees online. Luckily, I have a GHO, one of the biggest builders here, does post their fees online and pretty much all the documents and everything you need to know. So that makes it really easy. So if you have those types of builders there, I'd probably say cover those first just to, get your footing down. And then, sometimes I'll like to briefly cover other homes that they build that aren't necessarily model homes, which is nice. The second one that you could be doing while you kind of get your reps in, talking to the camera, getting comfortable in front of the camera, could be more office videos. So you're not in the public eye. You're in, like for my case, I'm in my 3rd bedroom, and it took me almost an hour to an hour and a half to film a 15-minute video because I was just that uncomfortable in front of the camera. It took me forever to get my thoughts in order. Like once that camera just turned on, I froze up. You could tell. You could go to my earlier videos where I'm just like super close to the camera. Vero Beach kind of gets that sludge that's stuck in between. So it's not the cleanest water. It's not the prettiest water. That's a second style. And what you could do there is like cost of living, pros and cons. You can play a lot of B-roll to keep the people engaged. You could talk about some market updates if you want. I don't like to do market update videos by themselves. What I would like to do though is start incorporating more market updates within my regular videos, if that makes sense. So like I'm talking about all the great things about living in Vero, and then I kind of like have a segment in there where I go over the market update versus just saying like, now that it is June of 2024, we are up 1.1% in median sales price, and we are down 3.6% in inventory. Like it's just like that style of giving stats. They can look online and find that. You can go on Redfin Data Center or whatever, and I've done some screen shares of that too. But that's what I'd all classify as number 2 being the office videos. Number 3 are the vlogs, and the vlogs work really well. I have a video online where it's just like a visual tour where I walk around with my camera and I just kind of did some cinematic shots of everything Vero, and the views just took off for that one. So that was incredible. But people also do want to see some of your narrations as well and your input, and maybe just some personal experiences. So what I would recommend as far as like a city tour vlog is just going to some key neighborhoods, going to some key shopping centers, and just kind of walking around and documenting that as you walk around. So this is a really cool area, another historic district here in Vero Beach. Dates back to a lot of the early times whenever Vero Beach was was first developed. And the fourth one, the one that I want to start implementing more, my editor actually gave me this idea, is more of like a day in the life video of living where you live.
Can't have a bad day here.
No, you can't. I've never taken it to the case or like treated my channel as like, hey, let's just document like what we do for the day. Like, what are we doing in Vero? How are we hanging out? Like, what restaurants are we going to? What are we ordering? What fun things did we do that day? We go to the beach. Did we take the jet ski out? Did we do that? Do this? So last one that I did, we went to like this 1 mile long walking trail with stairs and pull-up bars and all that kind of stuff, and I documented that. Then we went out to go get a bite to eat. I documented that. It was by the beach. It was beautiful. We saw a Coast Guard helicopter go by, and then Vero Beach has this thing to where they have like baskets for every public beach. They give you like these blue baskets, and they encourage you to walk around and just leave the beach better than the way that you found it. These kind of videos, I believe, and I haven't done enough of them to really study this, but it certainly works for me with every other channel, is like it makes you more relatable, and you want to sprinkle those in every now and then in your channel if you're comfortable with doing that. I personally am not comfortable with doing it. Why am I doing a vlog if I can't talk? I'm not used to this kind of stuff. Pretty much saying like it's gonna get easier, right? Like even just talking to the camera right now, I feel super comfortable doing it. It took me a long time to get to that point. Now, put me outside in front of people and have me hold my camera while people are like driving over, like, what is this guy doing? Is he some, big vlogger or whatever? No, I'm just a realtor trying to make a video here, dude. Sorry, brother. That is number 4. So you've got the neighborhood videos, the office style videos, then you've got the vlog city tours, and then you've got like the day in the life stuff. So those are the 4 main ones I've experimented on my channel, and I think you can incorporate pretty much all 4 of those. Can you make a channel work with just one? Freaking you can. All right, let's move on to the next question. Number 2, how do you determine the content for your videos? Honestly, I just kind of think to myself, like, what would a buyer want to be doing? Or like, I put myself in their shoes. I'm like, what would I want to see? Even back whenever I was a buyer looking to leave Orlando, where my wife and I met, we would watch YouTube videos of all the time. And it was honestly mostly about Venice, Florida, which is a little town south of Sarasota. We saw a lot of like lifestyle vlogs there too, but again, I wasn't really feeling too comfortable with that. And I wanted to know a little bit more, like, what are things costing? What are the, what's the market doing, this and that and the other. But the lifestyle vlogs really sold me on the area, and I think that they could definitely work. So also as well, if you're a local to the area that you're selling real estate in, you're gonna take a lot of things for granted that other people will not. And what I mean by that is, like, I grew up here in Vero Beach, right? It was hard for me to talk about how amazing the beach is since I've been going to it daily for like my entire life. It's just like another part of life here. Even the shopping centers and conveniences and everything that we have, I took it all for granted because it's just always been there. That's something that you always want to remember. You want to kind of put your goggles on and think of yourself like someone outside who's never seen this stuff before. What would you be excited about? And if you're not from the area that you're filming in or selling real estate in, that's even better because you have that outside perspective that really helps you, like, look at all this amazing things. This is why I moved here, and I want to tell you, or every reason as to why I love it here. What equipment do you need to get started with YouTube videos? Number 3, I would at the very least probably go with what I'm filming on right now, which is called a DJI Pocket 3. I think it's just a well-rounded camera. I think it's very portable. If you wanted to take it outside, it takes up no space at all. If you wanted to get some drone shots, I've got the Mini 3 Pro. There's a Mini 4 Pro out there, but I did not see a need for it. I've got an entire course, by the way, that breaks down all the equipment that I use for the office, for the vlogs, for the neighborhood tours, everything, the teleprompter, the scripting techniques, all that kind of stuff. So you can find it on school.com. I'll link the stuff down below. That way you can just check it out and see if that's something you wanted to do. Sign up for the course. There's also a community built in there as well. So if you have any additional questions, issues with anything, you can always contact me there too. I want to make sure that I keep it an active community. Number 4, how important is video quality and editing? It is very important. You have a lot of competition out there now. You have a lot of realtors who are getting into this game, getting into this space. It used to be very basic editing would work just fine. I'm noticing now that you need to step it up. You need to keep your audience, engaged. Now, can you start off your channel on a starter budget and make it work with your own editing? If you have basic editing skills, or if you can just go on YouTube and learn iMovie, that'll get you by for a little bit, get you some momentum. But I really think that hiring an editor and just having them take that process and simplify it for you to where you can then focus on your clients works a lot better. I started off real estate in a very hot market. It was very tough for me to balance the time because YouTube was like a full-time job for me. Not only filming, it was coming up with the idea for the content, writing the content, shooting the content, organizing the content, editing the content, SEO, making it SEO friendly, building a thumbnail. I did all of that on my own. All of it on my own for a long time too. While I was the busiest I've ever been in my career, I was doing all of this. So if you can simplify that, I definitely would. An editor is a great place to start because I time blocked like 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to do editing because I was so new at it and didn't know what I was doing. It's probably a lot of time wasting, like not gonna lie, but I got it done. It got me clients and it got me to where I am today. So I've since then handed off those things. I've handed off thumbnail design. I don't think you need to design your own thumbnail. You can find plenty of people between like $5 and $10 on Fiverr to do it. And they all do a much better job than you and a much quicker turnaround. If you need to do it in a pinch, then maybe use Canva. Like if you have like a video releasing in 30 minutes or so, you can throw one together in Canva, but then maybe perfect it later. Hire it on Fiverr. And then when you get that 24-hour turnaround, you can then replace it with a newer, upgraded thumbnail, because videos on YouTube are what they call evergreen. It's like people keep watching the videos even though it's been on there for more than a day, more than 2 days. I've got old videos that are, over a year old that still get quite a few views. This is a good one. How often should you post new videos? I've tried a lot. I definitely haven't tried daily. It would drive me nuts. But I've tried twice a week, and I just found that the quality was lacking, because remember, we're realtors, not pure content creators. And even if you have a team, even managing the team and making sure that the team is good and that everyone's taken care of and that every lead's being processed and worked through properly and that everyone's recording the data properly and all this other kind of stuff. If you're running all that like I am, doing 2 videos a week, especially when they're as like planned and strategic, I guess, as mine tend to be, it's tough. So I've broken it back down to once a week. One high quality video once a week, but I release it at 9 a.m. every Saturday. I used to do it every Friday. I haven't really noticed much of a difference. I may go back to Friday just to see, because I think it gives a longer period of time for like people to get off work on Friday, click on the videos, watch them. I even had a client of mine telling me that he's disappointed that I no longer release on Friday nights because he had a glass of whiskey to it and watch it every night. So I thought that was pretty funny. What are some effective ways to promote your YouTube channel? I really wouldn't. I think when you get to promoting a YouTube channel, it can really put a damper on your analytics. And what I mean by that is like if you start posting, like sending your your YouTube video links to your buddies and saying like, hey, give it a watch. What they're gonna do is they're gonna like watch it for 2 minutes and then click off and be like, yeah, dude, I liked it and I left a comment. But what that does is it kills your analytics of your channel. It tells YouTube that what you're putting out there is just honestly crap, and they don't wanna push crap. So if it's got these low analytics, if it's a 20-minute video and the average view duration is 2 minutes, then that tells YouTube that your video sucks and not to put it out in front of other people. So that's why I say just let the algorithm kind of do its own thing. As far as promoting it, the best way I would do it is probably use this tool called TubeBuddy and just make sure it's SEO friendly. Because remember, Google's owns YouTube. Google's the biggest or the largest search platform. And then if you have very SEO friendly searchable content, like if it's a new neighborhood that everyone's buzzing about, or if it's the city you live in is very searchable and everyone wants to know about it, make sure those are in your titles and make sure that they come up on those Google searches, and it'll be organic views versus you forcing it down people's throats like, watch my video, that sort of stuff. All right, let's go on to the next one. How do you use keywords and, oh, great, here we go. How do you use keywords and tags to increase your video's visibility? We've already kind of covered that. Like I said, it's just like the popular stuff. TubeBuddy, You know, make sure that you get the highest score on TubeBuddy that you can. That's a SEO friendly tool that helps you with a lot. It automatically generates titles for you. It'll take titles that you have and tweak it to make it a little bit more SEO friendly, make it flow better, whatever. So that could be, I think that's probably the best way to do it. What are some common mistakes to avoid when making real estate videos? I think the most common mistake I see people make is making their videos too short, making it not SEO friendly, and talking too many stats, too many boring stats, standing in front of their logo, making it too much about the realtor experience. Like, I'm the realtor, you need to use me, I'm the expert. Here's the latest data report we have today. That kind of crap honestly doesn't excite any buyer, anyone else. Like, you're not fooling anyone, bro. You want to be authentic. You don't want to ask for anything, you know? I mean, yes, there is an ask, but it's a very small portion of the video. It's called the call to action. I have that in my course as well. How to like kind of just sprinkle it in there just a little bit. Anyway, so you want to provide more value than ask for value, and you want to provide more value than boasting about yourself. So I think that's the biggest thing is realtors, they got some big heads. I can't stand it whenever these look at me realtors get on camera and think that they're doing themselves a favor. It's honestly hilarious, and people don't really vibe with that, to be honest. They just want to turn on your videos to get some good advice, some good quality, just value, you know? How do you engage with your audience and build a community? I just make sure that I provide value first, and on the comment section, sometimes I get some encouraging comments, sometimes not so much. It's not really so much as like building a community. Because each person I work with is like, it's kind of fleeting in a way, you know, like they watch me, they work with me, we put them under contract, and then it's just kind of like a revolving door of that. Like, sure, do I have some clients that I've met with for lunch later or gotten a coffee with, gotten a beer with, you know, that sort of thing? Yes, I do. I've had clients like that. But normally it's just a business transaction, but more laid back. You know, I'm not a pushy person by any means. I never asked someone to write an offer. I've never told someone that, yeah, it's a good deal, you need to write this offer right now. It's going to be gone tomorrow. The only times I've ever said anything like that is if I have real data saying that there's multiple offers on this house, and if you like it, if you feel comfortable, then you can feel free to go ahead and put in an offer on that. So I build a bond with people through the videos, and then when they call me, it's a very personal thing and personal relationship. But after the deal's done, then it's kind of fleeting after that. You know, I don't know. I wouldn't say we have a big ongoing community. What role do thumbnails and titles play in attracting viewers? It's huge. It's SEO, and thumbnails are the first thing that people will see to make a first impression on a video. You know, there's some times where like thumbnails can be super cheesy and they work, you know, like the shocked face, like, the market is crashing in Florida, what are we gonna do? You got like that crazy look on your face. You always get clicks, but you have to have data that backs it up, you know, to be honest. The titles is the SEO searchability of your videos. So if it's like the example I used earlier, Harbor Isle and Vero Beach. So like the way that I would probably write that title is, we found the most affordable community right over the bridge to the beach, you won't believe it, or whatever, or like selling now, or, you know, that sort of thing. And then in the description, I'll make sure to have Harbor Isle in there several times. In the tags, I'll make sure to have Harbor Isle in there several times. But yeah, no, that title is definitely what works it out. But again, you want to make sure that your thumbnails are eye-catching, that they're designed nicely, that they're appealing to the eye, and that people want to click on it. You know, it doesn't have to be this like super colorful, crazy, extravagant things. And sometimes that actually turns me off, like these AI generated thumbnails or whatever. Those will actually turn a lot of buyers off or a lot of clients off, and then me off as well when I'm writing it. I think sometimes like the simple ones can work as well. Maybe it's just like a selfie of you in front of the house and it's just like a couple words, right? Like that could work out fine. It doesn't have to be these emojis everywhere and like this shocked face with this crazy edited thing on and all that kind of stuff. So if you wanted to check out the content again, or the course that I have on school.com, again, it's going to be linked down below. It's a step-by-step guide with everything you need to know about starting your YouTube channel, what videos to shoot, how often to shoot, what equipment to buy, which brokerages are more YouTube friendly than others, and all that sort of thing. You enjoy the rest of your day. I hope that I've at least helped one person out there get started. If I did, then that's a win for this video. Anyways, guys, You have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching.